AG3. You look. Hello gamers, today we're going to be using every integrally suppressed gun inside of Phantom Forces. If I forget one, please let me know. Integrally suppressed guns are guns that have a suppressor automatically attached, and usually you can't get rid of it, but some of these you actually can remove the suppressor. Let's get into it. There is one assault rifle that is integrally suppressed. It's the AS Val. You probably know about it. It's one of the best guns in the entire game. It can 3-hit in CQC to like 60 studs at 900 RPM. It's very, very accurate. The bullet velocity isn't the best since it's integrally suppressed, but it is really, really strong. And if you're like rank 15 or above, even if you're rank like 150, it's so good. It only has a 20 round capacity, but it has an extended mag, or just buy it in the main game because I bought it early because I didn't want to farm for kills for it. It is well worth it. The reloads aren't the best and everything, but honestly, it's totally worth it to have the extended mag. You literally get a 30 round capacity and you lose some reserve and I think reload times, but other than that, it's pretty much the exact same gun, just has a larger capacity. The next one is a carbine. It's the MC51SD, also the Groza 4, but we'll get to the Groza 4 in a second. The MC51SD is kind of like the G3 and AG3. It's kind of worse than them, but at the same time, it does have its own stats that makes it really good. First off, it shoots a little bit faster than the AG3, but not quite as fast as the G3, and it can 2-hit to the torso, but not that far at all. It can 4-hit to the limbs, all ranges. The bullet velocity isn't the best, but it's integrally suppressed, and the recoil isn't really too bad. So if you like point blank somebody, it's going to 2-hit them to the torso, which is really, really strong, but it's only to like 20 studs, so you're barely going to do that ever. Really, the only thing that makes this thing really fun and good to use is that it's more stealthy than the AG3 or the G3, but other than that, it's really not as good as them in my opinion. The Groza 4 is like this interesting gun that used to suck, but now it's actually really good because they made the extended mag just part of the gun. It's kind of like an AS Val in a way. It does the same min, but more max, but it shoots a bit slower, and I think it has a little bit more recoil, but I really could be wrong about that. And just like the AS Val, the muzzle velocity is super, super bad. Like 1500 studs per second is really slow, to be honest. Usually when you're talking about like most guns, you're looking at about 2200, at least for all like assault rifle type guns. Next up is the CAC. The CAC SRR. This is honestly a really, really strong gun when you think about it because it can 2-hit pretty much anywhere on the body, all ranges, and it can 1-hit to the head, all ranges, and it shoots at like 400 RPM. The big downside of this gun is that it has slow muzzle velocity, it doesn't do the most damage, and I don't know, basically just the muzzle velocity is the big downside, but as you can see, for the recoil, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst because very fast recovery time, as you can see. And if you hit headshots, this thing can be incredibly strong. I don't know. I really like this gun. I think it's actually really strong, and it also has a really funny name, so. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? Probably not. It's just not anything insane because it's hard to hit shots with. The juries kind of like it. It is very fun to use though, and I do actually really recommend that if you want a high skill ceiling gun and you have this gun unlocked, because it's a really high rank gun and it's probably not worth buying early. If you have it, give it a go. It's pretty fun. How could I have forgotten the Honey Badger? How did I even go past this one? I'm not even going to get out my good loadout on this thing. I have it on a different loadout. I'm not the hugest fan of the Honey Badger. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of like an M16A3 in a way. Same RPM, same hits to kill. It goes pretty hard, honestly. Wow, it doesn't sound that good anymore. Thing is, this thing used to sound really, really nice, but now it doesn't really sound that good, in my opinion. So I don't really use it anymore, but it's still pretty fun. There's no reason to even go too far into this gun because so many people have made videos on it, so let's just move on. Moving out of carbines, we have the K7. This one is kind of like the Vector. In my opinion, the Vector is just a little bit better. You might say otherwise. It's kind of up to debate. This thing shoots very, very fast. Not quite as fast as the Vector. And it doesn't do the best damage. It does as much damage as the 9mm Vector in CQC and in LRC. I think what makes this thing really strong is that not only does it shoot fast, it looks cool, it has a quick reload time, and it's integrally suppressed. So you can use it as like a stealthy PDW. Oh yeah, I also forgot the MP5SD. How could I forget the MP5SD? The MP5SD, it's the funny gun, dude. I really like it. Not only is it actually a really strong gun, it's also like super cool looking. It sounds cool. It's really low recoil and it shoots pretty fast. In my opinion, it's better than the MP5. And the nice thing about this thing is that you can put a long barrel on it even though it's integrally suppressed, and it will keep the suppressor. So you can get basically just a better max range. You lose a little bit of 3-hit range, but it doesn't matter at all because this gun's 3-hit range sucks. Next up is the VSS Ventores. The VSS is one of my favorite DMRs in the entire game. I don't have a ton of kills with it or anything, but this thing, it hits hard. It can, I think, 2-hit torso all ranges. It has an automatic mode in 700 RPM. It has a kind of small mag, but a quick reload time and a lot of recoil. I think what makes this thing insane is the automatic mode plus the really high damage. It does 99 headshot damage. It used to be able to one hit to the head, I believe, but it doesn't anymore. I don't know. It's kind of like an ECR, and I really like the ECR, so I like how this gun plays. Like the 10 rounds, high fire rate, but bad recoil and not the best magazine capacity makes it like a really fun and solid gun to use because it just feels good, bro. There isn't an LMG that's integrally suppressed. I mean, there's not even one that's anywhere near being integrally suppressed, sadly. And same for shotgun. However, we do have a sniper rifle. It's the AUS. You've heard what I think about the AUS. In my opinion, it doesn't really have a place in the game. It's a fun gun to use. It's not really the best or anything. It's kind of like an AUM. But as far as like being its own gun, it makes no sense because one, the AUM exists, and two, right at the beginning of the game, you know what you get? You get the intervention. And if you didn't know, the intervention is actually probably the best sniper rifle in the entire game. It's pretty agreed upon that it is. Well, not really, because Mosin and, you know, TRG 42, but still, it's one of the best ones. That is hard to argue against, and most people, I would say, think that the AUS is worse, so there's really no reason to use it because you get the intervention at rank 0 and you get this at rank like 30 or 40. Yeah, 41. So yeah, it's not the best sniper or anything. I think the intervention just takes the cake for it. I would like to see an integrally suppressed secondary. Sadly, there are none currently in the game, but that would be cool if they could add one. If somehow I forgot a gun, please let me know. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and a sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I thought I could add this to the end of a video, and I thought, why not this video? Fan art. Yeah, I have fan art. Here's some fan art. Thank you guys to whoever made fan art. I don't remember everybody's ats or anything, so I'm not going to give them, but comment which fan art you made with a timestamp if you made this fan art, and I'll hopefully like pin people or whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys so much.